Mr. President.
Senator from West Virginia.
Mr. President, I rise today to honor the life and legacy of one of West Virginia's finest. Patrolwoman Cassie Johnson of the Charleston Police Department represented the very best of who we are as a statewide community, and she was taken from us far too soon on December the 3rd, 2020, at the age of 28. Cassie was a daughter of an iron worker. She shared her mother's steely resolve and iron constitution. Being a police officer in the city she loved and grew up in was a dream come true for Cassie. She was sworn in by Mayor Amy Goodwin in January of 2019 and had previously worked as a city humane officer. Cassie was born and raised in our state's capital. She could have gone anywhere, and she chose to stay and protect and serve the community that made her who she was. She was truly a beautiful person in every way. Growing up, Cassie was an athlete and particularly loved softball. She would one day find that the Little League field that she played on as a child was on her beat, and so she watched over it with great care so the current generation of children could play in safety. One of the first things she did when she was assigned to the field was to clean up the drug paraphernalia to make the field a safe place for kids. Because of her efforts, children and their families have been able to enjoy the field as a clean, safe, fun place to play. Cassie was an animal lover and dedicated her life to rescuing pets who had been cast aside, even taking an animal behavior class in Tennessee so she could better understand the language of dogs. Cassie's beloved dog Emma was a chocolate lab who passed away just a few months ago. Cassie grieved deeply for Emma because she had a special connection with her. Years ago, when Cassie was in high school, Emma had 9 chocolate lab pups in Cassie's bedroom. Her mom tells the story of taking the run of the litter with her to pick Cassie up at school. When they got home, there were chocolate lab pups running everywhere. This was just one of the many adventures Cassie had with Emma. No doubt they are reunited again. Cassie was a music lover, most likely because her mother sang to her to sleep as a child. She was surrounded by instruments and music throughout her life. She loved to make the world beautiful, and that is also why she enjoyed decorating for the holidays. The weekend before she passed, she decorated her mother's house for Christmas alongside her dear sister, Chelsea. One of the last actions she took the day of her passing was to wipe the snow from those holiday decorations because she always looked out for her mother any way that she could. Most importantly, Cassie was a genuinely good person, and she lived her whole life with West Virginia values. She worked hard and bought her own home at the age of 25. She was beloved in the community and in her profession, as evidenced in the tremendous outpouring of grief. The support and fellowship that followed her tragic passing has been unbelievable. Her mother describes her as a respectful and well-mannered throughout her whole life. Cassie will deeply be missed, not only because of who she was, but because we are all so keenly aware of the sorrowful for what might have been. No one can take away what Cassie represented to the Charleston community and the entire Mountain State. Every one of our female leaders in West Virginia is an epitome of strength and advancement in their fields and serve as inspiring role models for the next generation. And that is due in great part to the women who broke ground in generations past. Because of their accomplishments, more young women like Cassie have and will blaze their own trails and continue to make our state and entire nation proud. I have such tremendous respect for our police officers and all of our first responders. Cassie's compassion, courage, and selflessness will live on through the memories of those who knew and loved her, as well as through the countless lives she touched and inspired every day. She leaves us having made a profound impact in the community that she loved, as well as in the lives of those around her. I had the tremendous and humbling honor of visiting with Cassie's family at her bedside in her final hours. It is clear to me that Cassie came from strong roots and that her life was filled with joy and love. She was a beloved daughter, sister, and a loyal friend who adored her 3 dogs and all animals. True to her character, Cassie was an organ donor, and her final act of selflessness has given someone else a chance. The Charleston Police Department has retired Cassie's unit number 146. I know I join the entire Mountain State in mourning our shared loss of this bright, generous, vibrant spirit Gail and I extend our deepest condolences to Cassie's mother, Cheryl, her sister Chelsea, her brother Terry, and all her family and friends. Her colleagues with the Charleston Police Department, as well as the city of Charleston. And we'll forever keep them in our prayers. May God watch over Cassie. Thank you, Mr. President.